Hi, and welcome to Friday's episode of Clickteam. Today we are looking at scripting with Clickteam. So there's an extension called the Xlua extension we're going to look at, and this was based. Today's video was based on a comment yesterday from Enki Batar, and they just said they were doing a project involving automation with Lua scripts, and I was like, I've heard of Lua scripts before. Lua scripts, as I've heard of them, are used in emulation. So if you're playing classic Nintendo or other games on the emulators and you want to flip assets and change parts, and they do a Zelda randomizers and things like that, they're more often than not using Lua scripts, is my understanding. Am I an expert in Lua script? No. I have never written a line of Lua in my life. How am I going to do a video on it today if I've never used it before? Well, the point of this week is not an education for you, it's an education for me and for everyone, right? So this is why I really wanted you guys to suggest stuff, because it's a bit boring for me to always do stuff that I've done, that I know, and today we're going to cover a topic that I don't know. Now, shout out to this video, from, I would assume it's Editions Programming Oddities, because it's got a 3 instead of an E. And I just looked at their wonderful no commentary video, and I'm going to try my best to follow it along. I've already watched it, I already have taken in the information, so I'm not going to sit there and show it again. But let's just get started. So, what is Lua? Lua is a scripting language. It's like any other. It's like C, JavaScript, all that stuff. But it will let us write code, okay? And we're going to start by putting a string down. This will be our output of our code. Okie dokie. Now, we're going to start by getting the Lua extension. Now, there are two objects. There's the Lua object and the Xlua. I kind of imagine there's like this war between people who are diehard Lua objects and people who are diehard Xlua. On the forums that I've just sort of looked at, on the Clickteam forums, they seem to push the fact that Xlua is the newer one and the better one for compatibility, but I don't know whether it's one of these things that it doesn't really matter which one you use. It's sort of like the draw object and the surface object. I think there are probably benefits to both and downsides to both. Anyway, so we're going to use the Xlua just because the person in the video I just showed you used the Xlua, so why not? Okay, so what I can do is double click on this, and I can actually just write script straight into it, which is really nice, so I can show you on screen. I think with the Lua object, you've got to write them in text files and import them, which is kind of annoying, okay? And so we're going to write a function. Now, what is a function? A function is, a function is like a piece of program you put information into, and it will spit out information, okay? So you put information into it, and it sends you out information out. Okay, it's like a function, right? You do these in school. You do function machines, which are like operations. So a function would be times 4. So you put in a 3, it times is 4, and it spits out a 12, right? Okay, so I'm going to always start functions in Lua, apparently, with the word function. So similar to JavaScript. I'm going to put the parameter in. Okay, so these are the things that you're putting in. And I'm going to just put some text in, okay? Now, you don't put some brackets down. You just leave it. Okay, now we need it to spit something out. Now, the first thing in programming languages, and the only thing we're going to do today, is we're going to spit out hello world, right? That's a classic thing anytime you do programming languages, right? But we're going to be a bit cleverer. What we're going to do is we're going to return. So that return is it's saying, right, can you give this back, right? Spit this out, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to have the text come in as hello. So we're going to put in the word hello, and we're going to spit out the word world, right? Now, something is a problem here, because we're going to put in the word, or put in some text, which will be the word hello, okay? And we're going to spit that out. But we're also going to concatenate, or to put at the end of it, to join it with the string world. Now, in Clickteam, I can't remember, is it an ampersand, right? In JavaScript, it's a plus. In PHP, it's a dot, right? And in Lua, it's double dot, right? So double dot is like glue, okay? It sticks the text and the world together. Now, that will all look like hello world, so we're just going to put a space there. So it's hello space world, right? Now, we need to say that we're finished with this function. So in a lot of in a lot of languages, you have like this, okay, in C, JavaScript, things like that, and PHP, okay, but not with this one. You just say end. It's very similar to Python, actually. It seems to be nice. It seems to be more readable, but anyway. So I just click OK, done. And you can see there's a whole load of other stuff in there. Okay, this is when you want to include other libraries, and you can add scripts in, but we're just going to use the main that they've added, which is it's a really nice object. My compliments to the chef. If you know who's written this, let me know. Right. So we're going to say at the start of frame, and we need to first of all send some text to this function, okay? So I'm going to say push a string parameter, that's our text parameter, and we're going to put in the word hello. Okay, and this could be from a user interface, it can be from an edit box, right? And in fact, we can actually do that from an edit box, why not? Let's go mad, let's go mad. Let's do it from an edit box. Okie dokie. So instead of just any old text, we're going to put in the text that we've got here. So get text. Cool. And then we're just going to run that function. So Lua functions, call Lua function, and I can't for the life of me remember what it was. So I'm just going to say XX because I didn't actually take note of what the name of the function was. I didn't actually name it. What an idiot. Okay, so you actually need to name the functions. So I'm going to say world function or world get world. There we are. That's a nice name of function. And often with you can't put spaces in functions, I would imagine. So you do something called camel case, where every start of a new word is a capital letter, right? Okie dokie. So I'm sure a lot of you were screaming, "You've forgotten the name of the function!" Ah! That's all right. I do this live. Okay. Now that will have run the function, and it will spit out the output, but we have nowhere to show it. So we're going to have to show it on the string that I put down. Now this is kind of weird because first of all you've got to figure out what return you want. Well, the return we're getting is a string return. Okay, it's a word. Integer is a number, floating point is a decimal, and boolean is either true or false, right? So string, and it says, I put down a 0. Okay, so when I was testing this, I put a 0 because I'm an idiot. I've just realized it says 1 based index. Okay, so we want the first return. I don't know how multiple returns work, whether they need to be in an array or a dictionary or something, but anyway. And so we want that to run on a button now because I won't have time to type in the text. So we're going to put a button down. Oh. And go, or something, I don't know, whatever. So it needs to run on a button, otherwise it's just going to run straight away. So button clicked, and that's when we want to do all of this stuff. Make sure you have it in the right order, so make sure it's all in the right order. Cool, and let's run it. So I'm going to type in the word hello, and click go, and nothing happens. Dun dun dun. Okay. So why does nothing happen? Now it's almost certainly something I've done, so I'm just going to pause it quickly. So something I forgot to do was put a semicolon. I'm an idiot. I've been doing a lot of JavaScript today, and you don't need semicolons. But I've also been doing a lot of PHP last week where you do need semicolons. So okay, you need that at the end. Is it a semicolon? It's a colon, isn't it? I can't remember. Anyway, you need that at the end. So hopefully it'll work now. If not, there might be something else wrong. Oh no! Alright, I'll pause it again. Okay, I'm back. I found the issue and it's really stupid. Okay, so if I'm going to show you how I did it. Okay, so what I did was I just created a line just to deactivate the line and move this string here. And so what I can do now is I can actually just show the output. So Lua functions, error string, right? Show the errors for the Lua object, right? And so when I click on it, it says attempt to call a nil value, right? That I looked it up on Tinternet, and Tinternet said that means it just can't find the function name, right? And it's like, well, hang on, how can it not find the function? The function is there, darn it. The function is right there. So I looked at the thing again, and there's this really annoying thing down here saying run at start, right? Sometimes you don't want these things to run at start. You want, especially if you've got the same names for functions with different scripts, right? So you want to load them and then get rid of them or whatever. Or you might want to not load them for that frame or whatever, right? So run at start, yeah, we do want to run it at the start, and that's the issue. And so when I run it now, and I type in the word hello, click go, it says hello world. We can also do yummy, right? How cool is that, right? Now you might be thinking, well, hang on, I can do that with Clickteam way easier, okay? And you're probably right, you probably could do that quicker and easier with Clickteam. But if you imagine you've got a project where there's something you can't do in Clickteam and it's really frustrating, Lua gives you complete access, I believe, from what I've read, to all of Clickteam's objects and allows you to do all sorts of things with Clickteam that you would not be able to do within Clickteam. I've had projects before that have just been unruly, like of hundreds of lines in the event editor, which could have easily just been a little script that I have that will do the same thing. So I'm really excited with this Lua. I've never ever used it before, but it's quite an advanced thing. It was easier for me to get my head around starting it, having already learnt different programming languages. But I'm quite interested to see whether you guys would be interested in me looking at more Lua stuff next week, or whether there's other stuff that you want me to cover. I've had some really, really great suggestions, some of which that I'm just like, oh, I'm not sure I can do a video on that, or it would just take too long. Like Lacewing, I think, would take a long time to do, but I might be wrong. And also, I've only got one computer, so trying to do it with one computer, I don't know how easy that would be. Well, I have multiple computers, just not here. I suppose I could get my laptop. Anyway, so if you like this video, click like. If you want to see more from us, click subscribe, and have a nice weekend. Thank you very much.